here with us, Sho. She's going to be telling us a little bit about her company, what they do, some of the challenges, and some possible areas of opportunity and how they can get fixed. So, joining us from Baltimore, Maryland, tell us a little bit about your company.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being with us.
My company's name is DSA Signage. I'm the president and CEO. We are based in Los Angeles, California. I know people don't believe that there's manufacturing in California, but there is. We operate from a 40,000 square foot manufacturing facility. So every product you buy from us is truly made in the U.S. by local employees. We are considered light metal manufacturing, essentially. The majority of our product consists of aluminum extrusions, steel post and structure, and a lot of electronics, whether it's digital or static. And what I mean by static, for people who are not familiar with the signage industry, light boxes, signage that's either backlit or edge lit, where you use electricity to enhance your image that you're trying to advertise. That's called a light box. So we developed those, as well as a lot of digital signage, which you might be familiar with video walls, LED walls, or there's plenty of it around this conference. So if you walked around, you've seen them, as well as kiosks. Kiosks can be just static kiosk, or they can be fully digital, interactive, where you're walking through a shopping center or you're walking through an airport. From a directional standpoint, you get to a digital kiosk. They're usually touch screen able, so you can touch the screen, look for shops or restaurants or any kind of information that you're looking for. They could also be enhanced with video and audio systems. For example, during COVID, touching things was a big taboo. So having a voice activated kiosk where you could just talk to it and say, I'm looking for, restaurants, and the screen changes and it shows a bunch of restaurant options. Those are some of the capabilities. The video, in recent years, a lot of advertising firms are using this technology to target the ads better. It's going to sound a little scary, but they can record the demographic that's coming through. So as people are walking through a venue like this, or walking through a shopping mall, you look at them.
Heat sensors?
No, they can actually videograph you and do
visually?
Not facial recognition per se,
Okay.
but they can look at you and say, okay, from the image that we're picking up, this is a female in the range of maybe 20 to 30. What product that you're advertising is more suitable? Maybe a fashion item will pop on the screen. They try to target it based on what your needs might be. Whereas, let's say a 60-year-old white male walking, they may be advertising an Audi or a Porsche. It just, you have all these different companies that are paying for the advertisement. If you're showing a $80,000 BMW to a 5-year-old kid, you're not really talking to your audience, but you can use technology to identify who your audience is and then display the right ad.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing. So it also probably increases user experience,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
A 5-year-old doesn't want to see a Porsche on there. They want to see Legos, right?
Exactly. And if Legoland or Disney wants to advertise, they can do that, and the kid is going to tell mommy, I want to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, that's impressive. Huge manufacturing presence in California. What are your challenges? What is stopping you from scaling? What challenges are you guys seeing in that space?
In the past few years, the pandemic really made a difference. And for example, retail was a very large segment of the verticals we serve.
Okay.
That segment suffered drastically.
Oh, yeah.
So many household name brands filed for Chapter 11. A lot of the malls were shut down for about a year and a half. So that segment of the market really struggled. And then the user behavior changed. The consumer behavior has changed. I'm sure you do it, I do it. Convenience has become a thing. Working remote has become a thing. Ordering everything in has become a thing. So we were very fortunate because we had a diverse portfolio of product and verticals that we served, QSR being one of them. We did really well weathering the market and surviving the pandemic. In fact, we grew. And the company remained profitable. We kept 100% of our employees and added to our headcount. However, as the pandemic started leaning off, we did notice major challenges with attracting talent. So we did all the right things of pivoting and offering the product that were needed, but we couldn't find the talent, both from a professional talent as well as the manufacturing workforce, to come in and build the product. To give you an example, skilled labor, and what I mean by that is welding, machinists, that type of labor has basically retired. It aged out. And for the past 30
millennials
years,
don't want to do it, right?
yeah, no, absolutely not. Like your dad may have been a welder, but you're not going to go into that. A lot of them much prefer setting their own hours. So becoming a DoorDash driver is better than being a, fabricator or a machinist at a machine shop. So we did struggle with that quite a bit. At the time of the pandemic, I had 4 welders, full-time welders. 3 of them were over the age of 65. And because of the pandemic, they made a health decision to retire, which was the right decision. I fully supported it. However, it made it incredibly challenging for us to find somebody to replace them. I wasn't expecting to get that level of expertise by any means, but anyone who was even interested in learning it, I would be paying for that training, and we couldn't find anyone. So that's been a challenge. In addition to that, when you think of the professional headcount, so your engineers, your supply chain professionals, your marketing, your sales, manufacturing is not a segment that's very attractive. Like when you grow up, you don't necessarily say, oh, I would love to be, I don't know, a marketing person and market signage. That's not something a child dreams of. And I'm very much in tune with it. So that's been probably the biggest challenge, is finding top talent to join the firm.
What I'm hearing and summarizing is it's about leadership's mindset. It needs to stay open-minded. It needs to be open to change, to stay agile.
Only if you want to survive and grow.
And pivot, and whether it's through sustainable methodologies that you can implement in your plan, or whether it's robotic process automation, or the idea is to just stay open and not fight the change, but lean into the change and be acceptance of that change and stay proactive around that change. Because, some people might argue, hey, robotic, it replaced your 4 welders. I'm pretty sure it created another type of job of maintenance, right?
Oh, no, there is a person operating that. So by buying a robot, I also had to hire somebody whose specialty is programming that robot and running it.
And now it becomes a sexy job again.
Yeah,
right?
And it's a very high-paying job. It's not just having a job, but it's not a job that you can say I program robots for work versus saying I weld.
Yep.
Both are very respectable jobs, but the reality is the younger generation doesn't want to be the welder. They don't want to be, I'm a metal fabricator.
They want to use their brain.
Yeah.
So you're essentially creating opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
We have more than, I want to say, increased our headcount by about 30% since pre-pandemic. So the company has grown and created more jobs.
Scale,
absolutely.
Right.
Like the supply chain. So we are trying to diversify our supply chain, make sure we are sustainable and working with businesses that have the same values as us, because our customers also demand it. So my customers have similar values to what I have, correct? To do that, one person buying all the material for the company is not cutting. It's my supply chain is now 4 or 5 people, because they got to divvy it up and say, okay, you source all the electronics, you source all the metal, you source all the acrylic. And it gives you a chance to learn negotiations. It gives me a chance to invest in my people and send them to new training. It's changing maybe from a family business mindset to I'm a growing, evolving company.
So, what a role model I have in front of me. I mean, amazing mindset, amazing what you're able to do with your organization. Any last minute or final thoughts for other females out there doing the good deed, leading companies through this very tumultuous time of change, aside from what you've already done?
Um, I guess besides leaning into change and being adaptable, I would say the biggest thing is your team can make you or break you. Invest in your team. Invest in the people that show up every day. They have so many good ideas because here's the thing. The reality is if I have a really good day and I'm not slammed, I may be spending 20 to 30 minutes on the shop floor, right? But I have employees that spend every day 8 to 10 hours a day there. Guess who knows more about the product? Not me, them. Who knows the best way to build it? Who understands where the challenges are, where we can improve quality, where we can remove waste? They do. And that applies to every department. I can't lead a company and be the expert at operations, supply chain, sales, marketing, engineering. I can't be all of that. I may know all of it at a surface level, but I'm not an expert at any of it. So you gotta trust that you have a good team. When you recruit, be certain that you're bringing an A team. Then invest in them. They deserve it. They need that from you. Once you take care of your employees, they'll make sure your business runs correctly and they'll take care of your clients. Don't be a vendor. Don't be a supplier. Be a partner to your clients. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody who's a thought partner, who's going to tell them what's happening in the market, what the competition is doing. Be more than just here's a catalog. As we all know, Sears catalog disappeared. That model doesn't work anymore. Be the person that collaborates and actually brings value to the table beyond the tangible product that you're selling.
So you heard it straight from the lion's mouth. A great leader has a great team behind her. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Being the role model and being so good to your team. And thank you for joining us at Advancio Talks. Hope you have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a great event.
Same here.
All right.
All right. Have a great one, guys.